At this time, I'll call the June 16th, 2022 meeting to order for the Dixon County Commission. Would you please stand and join in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We do not have anything to add to the agenda, and so I would move that we approve the agenda as printed.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And let's see, Brad, there'll just be two of us in the meeting here today.
He hasn't responded.
Okay.
I'm going to assume he's busy.
Okay. Earlier today, I'll get to that later. Next item we have is consent agenda. This is the minutes for the June 9th meeting, also expenditures of $445,071.50. Security payments, $3,600. Utilities, which is the wire payments of $9,508.83. A credit card wire of $24,225.91.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it. We have the motion and second for approval of the consent agenda. Any other discussion or question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Commission comments, Ron.
I did enjoy Saturday, the open house for the county. It was nice. The folks come in and checked it out, walked through and spent quite a bit of time visiting with folks that were here. That was very good. Also spent some time yesterday with the Juvenile Detention Center in Salina, going over a few articles of information with that. They had changed a few parts of their bylaws to work with the times that we're in today. So that worked out really well. Had good turnout and a good meeting. So I got a lot accomplished with them. That's all.
Okay. Monday, I'll have a Central Kansas Mental Health Board meeting and represent the county on that particular board, and we'll meet in Salina. Also, I did attend portions of the open house, and but also kudos to, I know Brad and others department heads were here for the entire time, and but you know, it's kind of nice to visit with the public and hear what they had to say, and I think it just seemed like it went very well. And earlier this morning, we did go over some more of our budget, and we heard from the Sheriff's Department, the Administration Department, and also our court services, and we're part of the 8th Judicial District. So that's all I had. We do not have any petitions or proclamations. This will be the time for public comment if there's anyone that has joined us online that would want to speak or have a question on any matter that is not on the agenda. And having said that, I haven't heard of any particular questions from anyone throughout the week, which sometimes I have a few people just make a comment or send some sort of communication. I do not believe we have any public comments, and so we're going to go ahead and move on to our reports of county officers. Brad.
Okay, yeah, I would echo the same comments about the open house. I thought it was kind of fun to let people come in and enjoyable see the fruits of our work over the past several years. I know I had many positive comments from people coming in and going out, and it was nice to be able to speak to them and let them see what it is that we have done. So we did have 5 winners of the drawing for the weather radios.
Oh.
And so we have notified them, I think, got with them Monday and let them know. A few of them have already picked them up. So yeah, it was enjoyable to do that. And so glad to kind of put that step in the books of being done. Currently, as I said a few minutes ago, we're in the process of modifying an area behind the judge's bench in courtroom 2 so that we've got a ramp for Judge Googler to get in there. And we figure that's going to take about 3 weeks. And so far, we're 4 days into that, and it's going well. And that solution, I think I told you, was considerably cheaper than the other option. And it was one that Judge Gouler felt was the best option. So not always is the best option less expensive, but Tom's up there working on that, and hopefully by the time he gets that done and shortly thereafter, we'll be ready to do the elevator whenever they're ready, and we can put a stamp on the project as being complete. So we did have Dr. Holmes had notified me we had 2 injured death cases that came into me recently, and I've been working on those, trying to figure out if there's any next of kin or if they have any property that can help pay for the disposal of their bodies, and we'll continue to work on that. Staff appreciation lunch, we've scheduled one of those coming up for June 30th. That's on a Thursday, so that you guys can come down and enjoy that with us after the meeting, hopefully. Do that in the basement. We've got that being catered in from one of our previous caterers that we've used, and so we're looking forward to that to kind of kick off the preempt to the 4th of July holiday for everybody. So Rain Road, the good news is the bridge in the 1500 block of Rain Road is on the tail end of being completed. As of yesterday, Martin said they were working on the asphalt approaches. Once they get those done, they'll do the guardrails, have the contractor come in, do the guard fence, get that up, and then it's ready to be open. So they thought maybe as soon as the middle of next week, it would be open and to traffic, and we will be able to get that opened up again. That'd be nice. Bad news on Rain Road is that bridge that I mentioned to you earlier in the 500 block is bad and needs to be replaced. So it's one of a vintage 1951 vintage, which when you stop and think about it, doesn't sound like that long ago, but that's 75 years ago that that bridge has lasted 75 years, which leads us to believe that the one that we did on Union Road, Fair Road, the one we're doing here, according to the engineer, ought to last 100+ years, because over the years, we've learned a lot.
Yeah.
And one of the learning, part of that learning curve was the bridge like the one in 500 block. They don't build them like that anymore. They only did it for about 10 years, and that's because it was not a good design. Now we're going to pay for that. We only got 75 years out of it. So, but it is the way it is. We've got a couple more of those that are the same way. A couple that we have replaced. The one on Fair Road was the same vintage, same style and design. The one that we're getting ready to replace in Sherwood Clay County is the same vintage and same style. And so those are all kind of coming about at the same time. So it comes as a surprise. We didn't know about that one, but now that we know that, it doesn't really seem as surprising. So, and then the last thing is Martin and his guys are winding down on their asphalt overlay. He actually thought that if given good weather and if the plant doesn't break down after today, maybe 1 or 2 more days next week, and they'll be done with Camp Road and the mastic seal's still going on. They're working on it. They were working on Key Road this week. So, and they're not too far from being finished as well. So it's been a good overlay season so far, knock on wood. Weather's been decent. Haven't had any injuries. Had a bunch of breakdowns on the plant, but we can't control that. So that's all I've got.
And I know before we did have some discussion if there were any materials for bridge construction and steel and things like that, we need to have some conversations with Martin and see if we can take advantage of, in case prices most likely will go higher, but also the availability factor. So
Yeah, I talked to him about that, and then we talked again yesterday with Chad McCullough, the engineer, and he's putting together a list for the next 6 or 8 bridges on what we would need, and so hopefully we'll have something to come to you in the next week or 2 as far as some quotes. So
Rain Bridge Road to be replaced, is that one that we can do internally, or is the span of it's on that? Okay.
So that was looking at $800,000 or $10 million.
And I know Doug Thompson stopped in earlier. Did he have any information for you, or just no report in particular?
No, he's in court, but other than that, he didn't have anything.
Okay. So we'll move on under notices and communications. We did have a letter where someone just made inquiry that if we had any job openings in the department. And so I know things like that can be passed on to HR, and it looks like there's something to match, or they can advise them to look on our website for more information. Also, we did receive our publication, and it's the County News. It's a national publication of the National Association of Counties, and it has some helpful information, gives us an idea of what's going on in some of the other counties and some of the other states. And so that's all we had on that. We do not have any resolutions to consider or unfinished business. The one thing we do have here is we have received a petition for a road vacate from Liberty Township and to approve a notice of hearing. And in the communication we have with them, the date on this will be for the 28th day of June, or excuse me, 28th day of July, 2022 at 11 a.m. This will be during our regular meeting, and it has to do with the 1500 Avenue starting at the east right of way of Union Road, east approximately 2,750 feet, and ending at the west right of way of Utah Road. So there will be, we will have that hearing set, and I would go ahead and move that we have that hearing July 28th, 2022 at 11 a.m.
And I'll second that.
We have the motion and second. Is there anything to add to that or any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. I don't believe we have any other items for consideration. If there's nothing else, I would move that we adjourn.
I'll second it.
We have the motion and second to adjourn. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. We're adjourned.